Would I accept the job of being the most powerful man in the world? I've often asked myself this question. I have many times. If the gray aliens came down to this planet and they said, they came up to me and they said, Caine, we want you. We want you to be in charge of the other humans. Would I accept the offer? Of course I would. Yes. I would tell you all what to do and you all would have to do it. That's just how it would be. I would be in charge. I don't know what they would give me to be in charge of you all. I guess maybe, well, I wouldn't have freedom, so it would sort of suck. An extra food or something, you know, weed, I don't know. But I would do it. I would definitely do it. I could be the most powerful man in the world. Absolutely. Somebody has to talk to the Greys. Who is more appropriate to talk to the gray aliens other than the president of the Bigfoot community? Yes, I will accept not only the challenge, and it won't be that much of a challenge, it would be easy. It'd be so easy, I could do it. This is what I'm doing right now is it is actually an audition, and I'm hoping that the gray aliens are watching this. So if y'all are watching it and you're looking for somebody to be in charge, I'm willing to do it. Okay? I'll be in charge of the zoo, essentially. I will be the zookeeper. That is a dream I've had before. Most of the stuff that I say will come true, okay? So I'm just preparing everybody for this. Most of the stuff I say, it really does, it comes true. Maybe not on the exact day, but it comes true. Think about it.
What the Beastmaster tells you is correct. The Beastmaster will be in charge of all you humans. Bow to the Beastmaster, for he speaks for us. We are the Grey Aliens.
What the fuck? Oh, I'm doing a video? What am I doing? Shit. Somebody wanted to see a picture of me when I was younger. Here's a picture of me when I was younger. It was right before I was going to join the military. I was caught doing like 90 miles an hour in a 35 or something. And then the next day I joined the military. In New York City, I see people walking around with sticks in their mouth like this. Right? It's licorice. This is licorice. And a lot of people do that to quit smoking. And I bought some licorice because I'm making some soda, and I want to make a licorice soda, and I also want to make a root beer, so I need this. Now the reason why people walk around with them in their mouth is that they're trying to quit smoking. And this takes care of like the whole having something in your mouth, and supposedly it curbs your appetite for smoking. I don't notice that, but what I did notice was that when I first put it in my mouth, it had no taste, and then very quickly I taste licorice. I'm not going to say who it is, but a friend of mine smokes. You can get these sticks, these licorice roots on nuts.com. You got to quit smoking, and you know it. So try this. Try something, but you have to quit. It's not bad. When you first put it in your mouth, you're like, what? That's licorice? It is. I totally taste it. Sort of like you start putting it in your mouth and just... It's licorice, all right. Here's another picture of me when I was a young pup. I look fucking adorable, don't I? Look at that. I have Sasquatch in my eyes, I think. I think my dad is holding the Sasquatch head for this picture, trying to get me to laugh. About 3 months ago, I did this video where I was talking about this dog trainer that like is posting a picture of a knife in his hand, and he's saying, I always take this with me in case like a stray dog comes up and attacks my dog. What? How's that gonna, what are you gonna stab the dog? You look psycho. Now this dude kicked off some dog trainer from his private page. It's his right, of course. You know, the person that he kicked off was like not a Trump supporter. This guy's into Trump and into the wall. See what I'm saying? So then the guy's on his own page. He had blocked the dude. And then, okay, the dog trainer, the dog trainer with the knife and the guy that's the Trump supporter, blocked this one dog trainer. Then he unblocks this guy so he can go back on the dog trainer's page and make comments on where the guy was talking about being blocked by the Trump supporter. If you block somebody, you don't unblock them, it looks psycho. It does, it looks psycho. Oh, you have to see what people are saying about you. It's ridiculous. I'll tell you what I said about him. He uses food. He's not a positive reinforcement trainer, but he's really about having a fanny pack on and trying to motivate the dog with food, which is just so stupid. It's 95% of the dog trainers, that's their approach. Well, I'm going to use food, and they just keep using it. If you write a book, he's wrote a book or two, I think, and I think that they sell. But I just see any dog trainer that is using food as primary positive reinforcement. It's just short-sightedness. Really, you can't think of anything else that the dog likes. You have to use food. It's just ridiculous, and people gobble this up because the dog trainer that has a book out is saying use food, and then the person that knows nothing about dogs, which we could include this author, he's limited. It's limited. It's ridiculous. Like they see that the dog responds when they have food, so they think, oh yeah, that's great. Look at how quick the dog. It conditions the dog to be excited. It makes you look like a resource. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. It makes dogs weird when you have food in your hand. Don't do it. Don't do it. I would say don't buy this guy's book. I just don't care. I'm just not going to mention his name. There's no point. There's no point. But you look psycho if you block somebody and then unblock them just to see what other people are writing. You look like a nut. You look like a nut. It's just absurd. It is. It's absurd. It's just like, I don't know. Forget it. It's just absurd. Like, clearly that this dog trainer, he's got a book out, so he's worried about his image or whatever, or what people are saying about him. God, if I was that worried about what people were saying about, I'd get nothing done. I'd get nothing done. God knows nobody ever says any bad shit about me. I need calcium for the dogs, the cat and the raven. You need this if you're going to give hamburger or anything without bone. You have to add calcium. Notice that it does not have D3. Do not use calcium with D3. Just use plain old calcium. It's got D3 in it. Don't use it because D3 is not water soluble. It's fat soluble. It'll store up in the dog. It's too much D3. That's the amount for a human. You make your dog real sick. No D3. I want to use some, like a floor mat, like little target areas for Chippy to have him a down place in the house. But I want multiple things, and everything's too big. Like if I use a floor mat, it's too big for Chippy. I'm thinking about using a small cutting board. Like, this is too big for Chippy. He's 5 pounds. I don't know. Do you say top of a coffee can lid? You know, like a plastic coffee can lid. It's Chippy. He's 5 pounds. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't need a hot pot. I need a crock pot. That's what I want. I want a crock pot. I don't want to spend a whole lot. I'm making soda, so I want to take like the licorice and everything and cook it down in a crock pot. I don't want to spend a lot. Okay, so here's a crock pot. Not a hot pot. That's the thing you have in college. It's been a long time. This is 20. This is $20. So this would work. I think I'll get this. The price is right. It's a big decision. It's a huge decision. I'm getting this crock pot because it's the cheapest. They're all the same, right? I mean, come on. I don't need one that's Wi-Fi enabled. What do I want to use my iPhone to fucking make chicken soup? That's fucking retarded. It is. You know what I would like is an Instapot, but I just see them as too expensive. I'm cheap. Okay, now I'm finding something that sort of makes sense for Chippy. I could use something like this, right? Teaching me can't come off this. She already gets it, but I'm gonna grab this. If this works, then I'll buy a couple more. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll just have one in every room and kind of move them around until seeing other things would work. And we'll try this. Like this would work too. This is a seat cushion, I guess. This is $9. I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna take the placemat with me, and then this seems a little bit bigger than I want. Well, I don't know, man. This or that. I'll think about it. So a lot of different cushions too. There's so many decisions to make in Walmart. Like, I have a fork and a spoon. I'm right here. Should I get another couple? They seem to get lost all the time. You know, they're always getting thrown away. Here's like a $2 for one. Really? Why? Because it's copper colored. Sort of want it. It's real fancy. But I could have for $1.78. I think I get no. I thought they sold them in like packs of 3 or something. Oh, here, $2. 2 spoons. So let me get 2 more forks, just in case. Not that anybody's gonna come over and eat. Oh, here's the real cheap ones. This is what I want. I don't want this. These are $1.50 for like a stack of them. But I don't want those. I want something like a soup spoon. Well, I'll get the. This is a stack of forks for $1.50. That is a freaking deal. Oh, and here's a larger spoon. 88 cents. Are you kidding me? I'm not buying the $1.50 one. I can get a stack of forks for 88 cents. It's a sweet deal compared to this outrageous price for this sweet number here. Kind of anodized aluminum or whatever it is. It's a crazy look. $30 for what? Oh, it's a set of 20. They'd just get lost at my. Oh, I know what I want. I'm here. I want a glass. I do. I want a glass because I want to make root beer floats. So I'm gonna buy an appropriate. I should get a mug like this, right, for a root beer float. This is good. They had the super big one, but come on. I would never, come on, it's just too big. The skeleton mug is sweet, but it's $5. No way, it'll get broken. We'll just get the $1.74 standard root beer mug. So I am making root beer, and I want to make root beer floats. You know what's a really good drink is a licorice float. If you can find a licorice soda, oh my God. That's better than a root beer float. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Black Panther and have a Black Panther float. See how that turns out? I think it'll be good. I'm not kidding, like if I put Chippy in the down position, he could be on this. I could use this as a place target. He's a 5-pound dog. He's a midget. He's really super tiny. I almost think this is too big. You know? I don't know. We'll try that for a while. Oh, by the way, when I'm here, these filters, if you get a 20 by 20 filter, it fits directly on a box fan. It works to filter your air. It's fucking awesome. I feel so much better. And you don't have to tape it on. You don't have to do anything. Just having the fan on holds the filter in place. I'm getting one of these. Another one. I bought the cheap ones, but these are better. This is a better product. And I think I'm gonna get another box fan. No, actually I'm not gonna get a, well, maybe. Let's see how the price is. 18. Man. Fuck. Okay. All right. It's for health reasons. It takes out, it just takes out the impurities of they're floating around in the air. Here's one's in color. It's a 20 by 20 that's blue. I guess. Sure. Do I want blue? It's the same price. Yeah, I have to do this. This is an awesome product. I always buy the Big Gap. Expands more. It's good shit. My house does not leak cold air anymore. It's awesome. Frozen fruit, I'm loving it. I'll sit around and eat like a whole bag. If I don't eat the whole bag, you can still seal it up. I was told by 2 different people that frozen fruit is good. I thought vitamins were destroyed. It's not. It's not. Frozen fruit is good. I want anchovies in a jar, and I don't see them. They have anchovy paste. That's not what I want. Anchovies are great. The trick is don't overuse them. If I use them on a sandwich, 1 or 2, that's it. On like a cracker, tiny sandwich, delicious, real good. But if you put 3 or 4, no, overpowering. They have them in a can. This is really not what I wanted. If you see them in a jar, those are the better ones. These are okay, I'll deal with it, but what are you gonna do? I've never tried these. These might be good. I'm gonna get beanie weenies. I haven't seen these in years, so come on, it's the same stuff. It's hot dogs and pork and beans. Can't be bad. Yeah, I'm in line and I'm like, I forgot water, forgot fishing line. God damn it. Well, what are you gonna do? I'll come back tomorrow. I tried to pay my taxes and the place was closed. I got these weird hours. So, pay my property tax tomorrow and come back here and get my fishing line. Whenever I see a chick with a black eye, I instantly think the wrong, I think something bad happened. Like, beat up by the boyfriend, the husband. So instantly, that's what I think. That poor woman. And then somebody else was injured or something. I was in Walmart, and the cashier, she had a black eye. And the other cashier said, "Wow, look at that." And we're like, "What? What?" And he goes, "Man, that guy looks like he was, you know, whatever." He was going off on like how bad the guy looked. And I said, "What's the matter?" He goes, "Looks like he was beat up." And then she said, "That was probably a rifle scope." That's what she said. And she said, "That's what happened to me." She said she was sighting in her scope on her gun, and you know, it could happen. She said she's been shooting her whole life, and I don't know, you know, I guess, I don't know. I haven't shot with a scope since I was a little kid. You know, come on. Unless you're shooting something, I don't know. You know, I don't need one. I don't know. I'm not gonna be shooting that far, come on. It's ridiculous. I see it all the time. People want to scope on a handgun and shit like that. Like, fucking nuts. Seriously. So some people won't shoot without a scope. Practice more. That's my suggestion. Practice more. If it's that far away, you're probably not going to hit it anyway. Here I am in the military. I have a mop in my hand. I was on mess hall duty or something. Everybody had to do that, like, for a month or two or something. You came on board. I think you had to do it for like a month or something. But not that I didn't have a mop in my hand a lot when I was in the Navy. I did. You mop a lot. And my rate, I was a HT, which is a turd chaser. So no doubt I was, I used to mop a lot, you know. An HT is I did welding, metal fabrication, stuff like that, plumbing. I was also a fireman. So once again, firemen, like if we had to put out a fire or something, you had the last thing you were doing to clean up the water was use a mop. You can only use a pump like so far. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look, I look totally different. I was probably 90, about close to wrestling weight. I wouldn't have been too much over that. I was probably low hundreds or something. I might have been 110 at that point. Something like that. I'm hungry, and I bought these chili mangoes that they have in there now. I like dried mangoes, but I bought these. They're covered in chili. I can smell it. I don't know what to expect. They almost look like they're meat, but I'm hungry. I gotta eat something. My mouth is watering. It's a good sign. No resemblance to mangoes. Oh. They obviously have sugar on them too, which bumps me out. That's fucking fucked up. You're putting sugar on fruit? I'm gonna eat these anyway. My insurance company gave me a primary care physician that is 500 miles away. 500. Just under 500. 400 and something. I called them. I said, that's not gonna work for me. It's not. How is that gonna work? 500 miles? They didn't have a reason for it, but I told them, I gave them 2 towns that I'm close in, and they gave me a primary care physician who is young and very attractive. Not that that's important, she's a doctor. It was just an observation. I'm like, oh, so she's gonna be my doctor? Oh, okay, you know. What are you gonna do? Look at how the lighting is on this. Like I look like I'm ill right now. Look at what my camera's doing. like all washed out and everything. So I've had a female doctor. I don't care. It's a doctor. It's all like, you know what? Like, when I was in the military, one of the doctors that dealt with my leg was she was a chick. She's, you know, they did okay. You know, the military doctors, they did all right. It was I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's your primary care physician, so is she gonna check my prostate? I would imagine she would. Sort of be weird, but it's gonna be weird no matter what. It is. What's worse? You have a chick doing it or a guy doing it? It's not anything that's ever gonna be pleasant unless you're some kind of weird freak. I don't like that. No, thank you. You know? You don't have to put your finger there, but I guess they do. It's really no big deal. She graduated from Harvard, and she did some kind of internship somewhere, I don't know. She looked real young. I forgot, it even might have said her age. It is impossible. Well, I guess it could be. I'm thinking her age was 27, which almost seems impossible, but not really. It would not be impossible. So maybe she's just super smart, you know. It's like the female Doogie Howser that's attractive. What am I gonna say? No, I want a dude. I want a dude to check my prostate. That sounds like so, you know. I won't even say the word. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I mean, like, come on. What, you want a guy doing that? I don't want anybody doing it. I don't. Maybe they could do that when I'm out. Like, they could give me the colonoscopy and check my prostate while they're there, you know. Do whatever you want, because I'll be out and I won't remember it. And if you're going to be violated by, you know, that's a violation for sure. It's, you know, there's really no need for it, but I guess there's a need for it. So I'm not looking forward to that. I gotta go do some stuff. I'm supposed to get my cholesterol checked every year. Well, I'm supposed to get blood workup done, and that has not happened. That definitely has not happened. But, you know, they want to make sure your liver's functioning okay. So they could do that. I'm fine with that. And what else? I don't know. I need to go get my eyes checked. I have the eyes of a 55-year-old man. You know, it sucks. Go to get my teeth cleaned this month too. I'm telling you, I'm all my health stuff. I'm gonna get my teeth cleaned, and that's later this month. I don't want my teeth to fall out. I don't want gum disease. You know, I don't. That sounds miserable. It does. It sort of looks like in this, like my mustache is like I got paint on it or something. It's probably my poor eyesight. It is. My eyesight's terrible. Like at night. Look, I got reading glasses on. Like, I never needed reading glasses or anything until I was about 40, and then my eyes have slowly gone downhill since then. I think my mom or my dad, one of the two said something like, "Oh, you'll need them," you know, like that. And right about 40, I'm like, you know, I'm starting to take the menu and hold it farther away and shit. It sucks. And also, there's like, it's definitely harder at night. It's definitely harder at night. I notice without reading glasses on, I'm squinting. You know, I don't know, macular degeneration or something. Maybe, I don't know. What the hell, you know? So you get old and you go blind. So what? Something else will probably get me before that. I mean, I can see pretty good. I can see everything. As long as it's not right in front of me. Or at night, it's like, not at night distance, but like, if I'm in my house and I'm trying to read something and there's like one light on in the room. Without glasses, I'm not gonna be able to tell what the fuck it is. It's just a big blur. And I know there's a lot of people saying, yes, so what? I've had glasses since I was 5 years old. My friend Jinian has had glasses way longer than me. You know? Chicks in glasses, I love that look. I do, I like it. What can I say? I like a smart looking woman. I like a smart woman. But if they're smart looking, that's a plus too. So say she's real hot and she's not so smart, if she could just put some glasses on, I would find that real attractive. That's all I'm saying. Who doesn't like a smart woman? That boggles my mind every time. Like, I always think about this one dude in Kansas City that owned the pizza place that I was delivering for a while. It was like right out of art school or something. Maybe I was still in art school. But he was such a douche. And he was bragging about this blonde that he slept with, this blonde woman. And he said, yeah, and she's dumber than a rock. And I'm like, what? So what? Your girl, he was talking about it like it was his new girlfriend. And he liked the fact that she was dumber than a rock. Like, I'm like questioning him about it. I'm like, so you like dumb women? What's up with that? And then he starts being real condescending. Oh, Petey likes women that are real smart. You know? And I said to this guy, I said, yeah, well, you know, after you have sex with a woman, don't you like to talk to her? Or like, you know, like what? So is that all it is for you? It's like you just want to have, you know, you want to have a girlfriend or a wife that's just dumber than a rock that you can't even talk to? That sounds fucking miserable. I'm serious, man. That just like, can you imagine? Like your significant other like is a lot less than you. Nobody has to be equal. Nobody's ever going to be equal. Even if you're say you both have an IQ of 128. You're still not equal. One, she's female, you're male. There's so many differences. You're never going to be equal. And there's stuff that you're never going to get on the, you know, there's stuff that doesn't register on an IQ test. But I mean, to have somebody that's just like so, you know, so far below you. I was talking with Jinian the other day about Lorena Bobbitt. You know, John Wayne Bobbitt, you know, she cut his ween off. And I remember this of the trial that like she had like a borderline like IQ, like she was like 83. Jinian said that she heard her and said, no way, she has a 83 IQ. That's what she said, but that's what was that was in court records, that she was tested for and having an 83 IQ. So that's not real smart. So say you're above average and you're like 120. Say you're anything over, you know, 105 or something, and your girlfriend or your husband, like they have like a 83 IQ. What would you have in common with that person? Nothing. Well, you could have sex in common. That could be. But like, you know, the dude that like is bragging about his dumb girlfriend, like, oh, so your relationship is about that and that's it. That's it. You don't care about anything that she has to say. That's not worthwhile. And you want to hang around with this person. Why? Because either she's a trophy or it has to do with sex. That sounds really horrible. I don't know. It's just not worth it. It isn't. I had just hung up on Jinian before I went into went to Walmart, and we were talking about like, you know, people that'll you know, like scam old people. You know, it sucks. They're out there. They'll just get on the phone and, you know, get the old person on the phone and start taking advantage of them. You know, the old person's grabbing for their credit cards and shit. Like, I had that happen with a friend. But I was like, who are you talking to? Come here. And, she had Alzheimer's. She had pernicious anemia first, and then it just like sort of kicked into like this really like, it was horrible. And so I said, here, let me get on the, and then I got on the phone and it was somebody trying to scam her, and I'm like, don't call back here again, and then I told, my friend's daughter, like, Zeta was getting ripped off, but we were talking about like people that like that will like hang out with somebody just because they have a lot of money, like and like lead them on, like Jinian brought up maybe like one of the candy company, like somebody that owns one of the big candy companies, maybe it was Russell Stover's or something, Brock's, something like that, and it's this old woman who had like this young boyfriend and shit, and I instantly started thinking about Martha Ray. I couldn't remember it. Jinian, it's Martha Ray. It's Martha Ray. Martha Ray was an actress. I can't remember what she was in. Maybe she was in, I mean, honestly, I don't know. She could have been in Sid and Marty Krofft's, some of their stuff, I think. Maybe she was Witchy Poo. I don't know. But Martha Ray, an actress, she had some money, and this like dude like married her that was like in his 30s, or she was like in her 80s. Like, what are you doing with the old lady? It doesn't look right. And it was like obvious that the guy, well, I can't say. I don't know if he was gay or straight. So I don't know. But it was I just didn't think that there was a lot of sex going on. I'm sorry. And when you think about people in their 70s and 80s like having a sex life, are you fucking kidding me? No way. Man, women, as soon as they go through menopause, that is gone. Every friend of mine that's through menopause, they don't think about sex at all. Some of them are like, yeah, I'd do it. I'd do it if, I was with somebody, and then I think of my one friend, she's just like, oh, no, we don't even, like, and I'm like, what about, the husband? And she's like, oh, no, he doesn't care. And I'm like, really? Is he still jerking it? I think he said that, yes, he did. He still jerked it. But nobody that's 70 or 80 is like having, well, men will have sex. Men will have sex when we're older. I don't know how it's going to be in another 30 years if I'm still here, if I'll still want to have sex. I don't know. Maybe not. It's different from the time that I was 15. Definitely. I don't have any problems. I'm healthy. There's no problem. But I mean, your libido does get affected by age. When I was 15 or 16, that's all I thought about. That was it. Now I just think about it when I'm in Walmart and I see some really hot looking broad, that I start thinking about it. Or if like I'm driving and I'm driving by a lake and then I see, down by the beach, there's some broads in bikinis, and I'm thinking about it again. It's the last thing you're gonna be doing is like, oh my God, I gotta get my Depends off. We gotta do it. You wouldn't be thinking about that. You'd be thinking that like, oh, I wear Depends now and I gotta buy some more baby powder so that I don't stink. It'd be horrible. Or let's say I wore my Depends today, so I definitely have to take a bath. That's what you would be thinking about. You'd be thinking, yeah, I gotta take a bath because I'm not clean, because I'm wearing diapers and I'm an adult. That's just how it is. I don't buy this bullshit, this myth of senior citizens at the nursing homes. Maybe there's dudes out there that talk the women into it. That could be a possibility. Some old duffer. I see that on these shows, like where like the old dudes getting busted picking up a prostitute and stuff. I see that all the time. Like, well, I don't see it all the time, but I've seen it on like the Cops or what, show like that, the Sting operation, and then they got the old duffer in the back of the car, and he's like, You know, come on, just let me go. I don't want my wife to find out. You shouldn't be sleeping with a prostitute if you have a wife, even if you're not having sex. You shouldn't. You should just get divorced. That's the way I see it. I'm not saying that I haven't screwed around on somebody that I was living with. I did. You know, or dating. I did. I'm not a whole lot, a few times. I don't think of myself like that, and I have friends that are whores, so, like, comparing myself to them, no, I'm like nothing. I'm like, I just don't want the hassle. I don't want to screw around. I'll just break up with the chick. I got to break up with you. This isn't working. And there's this other chick over here that's real hot, and I think this is going to work. That's how it is. Maybe double that up or something. I don't know. I'm terrible at doing stuff like that, changing filters, but I guess I could stay on top of it. I got to do something. I remember when I had the well dug, the guy was trying to talk me into some kind of reverse osmosis system, something like that. He was saying, oh yeah, it's great, and then he told me the price. I'm like, no, just get me water so the toilet flushes, you know? Just drill the well. You know, that was like $5,000 for that. Let's just drill the well, dude. I don't need your, you know, $1,400 filtration system. In the grand scheme of things, but, you know, having to buy water and everything, I would have saved money. But that's how it is when you're not rich. If you're not rich, it costs you more to live. It does. It costs everybody more to live. That's why it's so absurd that hearing Donald Trump talking about, like, he can, like, feel for people that aren't getting paid. He was a millionaire by the time he was 8. He's never had money problems. Yeah, he's gone bankrupt, but do you think that he ever went hungry? Do you think that he ever didn't have a limo? No, he doesn't know what it's like. He doesn't know how it is to live like this. He doesn't. And that's the weirdest thing about the whole thing of it is a bunch of poor people think that this guy that obviously doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself, they think that he's their guy. Like, he doesn't care. It's so clear he doesn't care, and yet we still have these poor people backing this dude. It's so fucking weird, you know? It's everybody that's in politics has some money. You kind of have to. No, not necessarily. You could become a congressman or a senator being poor, and then you would, you know, get a bump up in whatever you were making before. That's definitely possible. I don't know what they make, a couple $100,000 a year or something. You know, Ocasio-Cortez, you know, she didn't have money to get her apartment, so people are giving her shit about that. Like, oh, was me on poor, she doesn't have money to, like, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. You know, it isn't woe is me. She's just saying that she was staying someplace else until she got her apartment. It's not that easy unless you're fucking loaded, which clearly she's not. She's not. I'm sure this is the most she's ever made. That's my sneaking suspicion. I was, from time to time, I've wondered, like, well, what's that person worth that's in the house? And, like Chuck Schumer, it says he's only worth $900,000, which sort of seems weird. Jenya was like, no way. No, she's like, absolutely not. He must have money other places, which could be. Nancy Pelosi's worth $100 million. She's got some serious dough. She's fine. I was last night I was going to Google and see which one of the congressmen has the least amount of money. My representative from this area, his name's Tom Reed. He's a Trumper all the way. Oh my God. I have seen more and more of him on TV. I don't know what does he think he's going to run for president? I see him all the time now all of a sudden, and he's not very good. He isn't. He's evasive. They ask him questions, and he answers it in like Trump administration style. Like, you know, starts talking about something else. he's horrible. I don't know where, maybe he's not loaded. I don't know. Most of them are, though. Most of them are. I don't think that doesn't mean that they haven't been broke at some time. That's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is Nancy Pelosi has probably had money her whole life. That's what I think, but she seems to be somebody that is empathetic. There's many people that, are empathetic that have money. That doesn't really have much to do with it, but I do think that if you're like raised young and given everything like Donald Trump, you end up being like that, like this just like out of touch dude that has, he's never sweat a day in his life, and there's all these manual laborers that work, that are voting for him. It's bizarre. He lives in you ever seen his apartment with those golden gaudy chairs? Yet I'm sorry, it's just bizarre. It's just bizarre, coupled with the fact that he comes off as narcissistic, unempathetic, just a horrible human, and that's who we have as president. Just listen to Trump talking about the wall again, and he's trying to use Israel as an example of like, see, it'll work. It's so different. Israel's like this small country. It's very dense and populated. So there isn't like these areas, like if you put a wall in Texas, you're going to have a wall in the middle of nowhere. You ever heard of a ladder or a rope? It's absurd. You would still have to monitor the wall. So it doesn't make any sense. You still have to monitor that area, just monitor it with sensors. That makes more sense. Why put up a wall in the middle of nowhere? You still have to monitor it. You still have to have people out there. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It is. We have walls where we need them. We have walls in San Diego. We have walls in a lot of areas. Fences. We have fences, stuff like that. That makes sense. That's why they're there. Maybe there's a few areas that we could use a little bit longer wall, or we don't need a wall from sea to sea. That's just mindless dribble. That's Trump. That's Trump thinking. Money for security, yes. Not money for a wall.